Today, we're diving into something really important happening in Turkey's medical world. Think of it as a national quest, a journey filled with huge ambitions, some pretty serious challenges, and the potential to completely reshape the future of health and science.
So, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with that initial spark of curiosity. Then we'll look at the big vision for the future. After that, we'll try to navigate the maze that researchers face every day before laying out the four-pillar map that could be the way out. And finally, we'll talk about the ultimate prize, what's in it for all of us.
All right, so to really get our heads around something as massive as clinical research, we've got to start small. We have to start at the very heart of it all, with the scientist, and the one simple, powerful question that gets everything started.
And this right here, this is the question that's hanging over everything. It just perfectly captures the high stakes. Is this a moment of incredible opportunity, or is the whole system facing a major crisis? The truth, as we're about to see, is, well, it's a little bit of both.
You know, this quote just nails it. Behind every single billion-dollar laboratory and every complex clinical trial, it all comes down to this: a pure, simple, almost childlike curiosity. That little question why is the real engine that drives all medical progress forward. Okay, so holding on to that spirit of curiosity, let's talk about the specific goal here. Where is Turkey actually trying to position itself on the global medical stage? Well, the vision is incredibly clear and it is seriously ambitious. See, the whole idea is to make a fundamental shift, to go from being an excellent applier of medical knowledge to becoming a primary creator of it. It's the difference between playing the game really well and literally writing the rule book for the future of medicine.
So, where are things at right now? Well, on the world stage, Turkey is ranked 20th in clinical research. And let's be super clear, that is a really solid achievement. That's a very respectable spot in an insanely competitive field.
But, 20th isn't the final stop. The real ambition, the big dream, is to break into the top 10. We're talking about joining the big leagues of medical innovation. And to get there, there's still a ways to go. So if the vision is crystal clear, you got to ask, what's the holdup? This is where we step into the researcher's maze, a whole series of complicated, frustrating challenges that can slow down even the most brilliant and motivated scientists.
I mean, just try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. You're a researcher, right? You're trying to wade through all this complex bureaucracy, but you're also taking care of a full schedule of patients who depend on you. The real question becomes, how on earth do you find the dedicated time and, frankly, the mental energy for deep, focused research?
This quote from a researcher just hits so hard. It really captures what it feels like on the ground. The talent is there. The motivation is absolutely there. But the system itself can feel like you're lost in a maze with no map, leaving these brilliant people feeling unsupported. And you have to remember, all of these internal struggles aren't happening in a bubble. They're playing out on a fiercely competitive global stage where the entire balance of power is shifting, and shifting dramatically. Just look at how the market is changing. Europe's slice of the clinical research pie has been cut in half, falling from 18% all the way down to 9%. And where did that share go? Well, a huge chunk of it went to Asia, which has just skyrocketed from 8% to 29%, with China leading the charge. The old rules of the game are being completely torn up.
And if you think that shift is wild, just wait till we talk about the money. Because in this field, the financial power involved is, well, it's just enormous.
So Turkey's annual budget for pharmaceutical research and development is about $461 million. Now, at first glance, you might think, okay, that's a pretty big number.
But now, let's put it in perspective. The United States invests $117 billion a year. That's not a gap, that's a canyon. The scale of that financial difference just shows you what an immense challenge it is to compete at the very top. So, when you're facing all of that, what's the plan? Do you just give up? No way. You draw a map. And experts have laid out this really clear four-pillar roadmap that's designed to chart a course right out of that maze.
So the whole strategy really comes down to four key moves. First, update the laws to match EU standards, which makes everything smoother. Second, you have to weave research into the very DNA of hospitals. Third, use digital tools to speed everything up. And finally, and this might be the most important one, get rid of all the bureaucratic roadblocks so that researchers can, actually do research.
Okay, so that's the plan. But let's bring it back home. Why does any of this really matter to you and me? What's the ultimate prize waiting at the end of this journey? This is where it gets really personal.
See, success here isn't just about some abstract national goal. It means all of us could get earlier access to brand new, cutting-edge treatments. It means a huge boost for the national economy and more scientific prestige for the country. Bottom line, this quest is about building a healthier, more prosperous future for every single one of us.
And, in the end, after all this talk about budgets and laws and global competition, we find ourselves right back where we started. The future isn't just going to be built with money and regulations. It's going to be built by protecting and igniting that little spark of childlike curiosity in our best and brightest minds.
Which really leaves us with the final question, doesn't it? It's not about whether we can do this, it's about whether we have the collective will to do this. Are we as a society truly ready to light that fire and see just how brightly it can burn?